Hi. Ya Allah, my steps are towards you. Let me guide myself. Better you guide me and protect me from the harms of my own nafs to myself. Today I'm going to do a pep talk to myself because I'm having really hard times to be happy. Why? Is there reasons? No. Am I in depression? No. Well, in the higher levels of this, I can call myself in depression, but I know myself well. This is not depression. I'm sure that every depression begins with this, which is feeling stuck inside and not finding any meaning in anything that you do in life. I'm trying to find ways to keep my mind busy, learning about God and learning about myself. I think is the only thing that gives me true meaning in my daily life. However, this learning process also requires introspection, a inner dialogue, a inner reflection that you do with yourself from time to time, and the decisions to take actual practical steps to change your way or to transform to the person that you are meant to become. And right now I am in a period of my journey where I lack meaning in things, in people. Yeah. And how do I deal with this? Dealing with this. Yes. I know that this feeling of stuckness in one's heart, this state of construction is a part of journey, and I can't run away from this. I have to face it and observe what's going on inside me. And I observe myself. What do I find? Well, sharing this to a public is going to be my very first times in practicing this thing. Wow, but I believe there are millions of people out there are going through the similar things, but people find out different ways to deal with this. So I'm gonna share how I do my inner talks. So I genuinely talk with myself. What do I want? And a part of me who is very bored and complaining and unhappy about her life answers, why do I have to do all this course? Why don't I have mates who do that for me? Yeah, I really deal with that part of myself. Not only do I deal with that part of myself, but I also find the things to worry about future that I previously thought I trusted everything to God. But it turns out that I forget this feeling of entrusting everything in God while doing the best I can for my life. But as a 25-year-old, or as a human being, more importantly, I forget the security feeling of entrusting my affairs to God. Well, I also know the ways how to get that back, but sometimes the usual ways that you do this don't work. For example, the remembering God, reading Quran, scripture, learning new things about life, etc. Or talking with friends, doing exercise. Yeah, all these are helping, but sometimes the chemistry of an experience that you usually have sometimes comes with a different form. And you don't know how to solve or get through that one. The previous formulations don't work. You have to find out a new one. My teacher would say, that's from God, and it has a secret potion in it for you, but you gotta figure it out. Yeah, getting back to my inner talk about what's gonna happen in the future. Am I gonna be able to become that, or am I gonna be able to do that? There are so many things that I wanna do. Am I gonna have enough time? Is it too late? So that part of me who is unhappy about things in my life, or who is likely to pick up things to be very vexed with, I tell her, look, if you cannot find a way of gratitude in this circumstance, or if you cannot find felicity within the circumstance that you are, you will never be able to feel it in any potential scenario that you imagine as best in your life. You will not feel it and you will not find it. Why? There will always be other opportunities that I'm not going to be able to have it. There will always be different things that I will not possess, or there will always be some minor or major problems that I have to deal with. There will always be something. If I cannot choose to be content with my current circumstance, I will never be able to do it. Let's do a thought experiment. I have maids, I have that, or I do have my best dream job or whatsoever, okay? There will be some people who will bother me in that job. There will be some people in family that will give me a hard time, or there will be, you have the best family, I will have some health problems that will bother me about my health. Oh, I have this perfect health. Then I will have interpersonal problems that will squeeze my heart inside, and that will not allow me to become content with anything. The servants who do my laundry, or the chef that will cook for me, or the super nice luxurious life will never satisfy the void inside my heart. And I'm 101% sure of that. So, Sumaira, you have to be patient and understand that this time is also temporary. You will not find the same challenge and pleasure in one thing forever. They will shift, they will change, because you got to change, because you are meant to change, you are created to change. This is a world of test. Even if everything is perfect, there will be something that will constantly be bothering in my life, or there will something that will constantly make me feel uncomfortable with something, right? With something, anything. So you have to accept this. You have to be in peace with this. And when you accept this, you look at your problems with a different perspective, which is, how can I go through this? Rather than why. Rather than complaining about what you don't have or what you could potentially have, you look at the moment and say, wait a minute, this is what it is. And this is not perfect, yes, but there is no way in life in which perfection can ever exist, because the nature of this world is not going to let that happen. So what is very, very important in this is knowing your own self. If you know, like very deep inside, that your very self will never be satisfied, because this is the code of this game. This is the code of this game that God has created, right? Like when you play a video game, people create these video games with certain codes, right? So if somebody design a particular game in a particular way, you cannot just say, oh, I just want to jump over this mountain, but like your character in the game aren't designed to be able to jump over that. So this mountain is presenting everything in your life, right? Like everything that you can't reach or you don't have, or no matter what your story is right now. So the code of this world will not let you be content through things you have in life, but because your character is designed to live beyond that game, okay? Your character is designed and coded in a way that can only feel complete with her creator, which is beyond this world. So this world cannot give you what you want, no matter what. But there will be some little nice, cute gifts that will help us to imagine what we can have in the realm of transcendence when we reach our God in the hereafter, inshallah. And these gifts are just given both as a test and also as a blessing, a help for us to be able to imagine what's going to come after. And also these are, thirdly, manifestation of what's going to exist in the universe for our experience. Essentially, everything is a gift for our experience. Okay, I think this is my pep talk to myself today. Are you done soon? Am I feeling better? No. Is the discontentment gone completely? No. I think if I was completely content, I would be dead and with my God. But since I'm still living, I am given the chances to know about God more and to know about myself more, increasing my capacity to experience the transcendence of God. And you know what? It's not always about feeling better. If you chase to feel better all the time through my pep talks or through doing the things that will make me feel better, perhaps, you know what, you may end up feeling not any better, because sometimes your test can be just that. You have to experience this construction, okay? Maybe the point of the test, like you can't run away by constantly doing things to get rid of that. Maybe you just have to go through it. Yeah, that's the pep talk of today. May God help you. Don't die. Don't give up. Everything is constantly shifting. Don't forget that. Even if you see a same thing is keeping occurring, you're wrong. It's not the same thing, because you are never the same at any time. You find something else each time, even if the thing itself seems the same. I don't know what I'm gonna find from this now. I have no idea. But sometimes when I'm over that experience and experiencing a different moment, maybe then I find what that previous experience meant to bring to me. So the question, what am I gonna do if this doesn't go away or if everything in my life isn't going right? I'm so sick of everything. I just wanna cry. I hear you. Yes, that part of me. What happens when you give it in? What happens when you let that part of you cry? And what happens when you submit yourself to that part of you? That part of you will exaggerate this experience such that the sane part of you will submit herself to that insane part of you. At the end, the situation will look like you have chosen your circumstance. Actually, that's what you've chosen. The circumstance did not bring you to where you are, but you chose to be in that thing, in this misery. So in the other alternative scenario, which is the ideal one, the crying and immature and like bored and incontent part of you submitting to the sane part of you, saying, okay, look, I am so much in pain. I'm really so sick of everything, and I really don't want to deal anything about these things anymore. And I'm so bored and I'm so dissatisfied. But you know what? Like, if you join me, I will bring you even down. So I will just join you instead. So the sane part of you lift up the insane part of you. Okay, right now, the insane part of me, insane Sumaira, is submitting to the sane Sumaira. So the sane Sumaira will carry us through, because the sane Sumaira is connected to God, and it's hopeful and is creative and is strong, and she can never lose hope in God. And with God, you can go through anything. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So submission. Islam actually about submitting oneself to God. But in my analogy, interestingly and very consistently actually, we are talking about submitting your ungrateful and crying part to your grateful, strong and content part. So they work together. I have to work together. So the unity comes into play. I unite myself first inside me so that I can practice and perform unity in the world as well. If I cannot find this unity inside me, I will create divisions outside me as well. So this is how actually things in the universe and in us are very similar in how they operate. The divisions and unity, they are all repeating themselves in a similar way in philosophical things and material things. The unseen and the seen are reflecting each other. Okay, we said submission. So I choose to submit. Ya Rabbi. So my insane part chooses to submit to my sane part, because my sane part is primordially already submitted to my Lord. So that's why she has the guidance of the transcendence and divine. So actually the point of submission in Islam maybe is all about submitting that insane part. Maybe that's the point of the test, right? Maybe that all this life is about submitting this insane part to the sane part. It's not going to be easy. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be a test. But the difficulty can be made easy, and this can happen with prayer. And I believe that God helps when you ask help from Him. Our teachers asked for help. Our prophets also did. And it's also showing us that asking for help from God to make the test easy is real, and we should do that. And that means that God really, really make things easy for you in your difficulty. Alhamdulillah, submission. May we submit to Him, and may we become the one who truly be content, and content with the journey that God has put us through. Cheers. Salam.